Okay. We're now in Worms, however you say it. We're gonna go see something else that a lot of Germans overlook. Most foreigners certainly don't come to Worms. There's nothing here for you to look at. It's an industrial part of Germany. A lot of shipping, manufacturing comes through here. It's just a very small little town. I do believe there's a part of a college here, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's quite a ways from where I'm at, but this is more of a residential area where I'm at. But we're going to see the largest Jewish cemetery in all of Europe. What makes it special? One, it's the largest. And two, it survived Nazi Germany. Many Jewish areas in Nazi Germany were destroyed, defaced, ruined, including the cemeteries. That was seen as German land. Valuable German land. Why would they give it to the Jewish community? There was no need for that, right? Why would you do that? Just build over it with German stuff. Forget about the Jews. Nobody cared. Well, somehow, this survived. Overlooked by the Third Reich. Overlooked by the Nazis. Is there a lot to do inside the cemetery? No. One of the stops I had to see, though. You know I love a good cemetery. Especially one with controversy. Now, how do we get in here? Not sure. I'm gonna figure it out. But it is just behind this wall that I'm tempted to just jump. We made it. How's it going? Do I need to pay or can I just walk around? Or?
No. Yeah, feel free.
Yeah?
Ja,
Thank
aber
you.
you must kochen bitte.
Yeah?
Yes.
And that's better?
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah.
Okay, I have to cover my hair. This is, after all, a Jewish cemetery. No fee to enter, but you do have to be respectful. The oldest grave here is just about 1,000 years old. The last burial here was during the Holocaust in 1940. It means they buried people in this cemetery for 900 years. It's unbelievable. Stuff like this doesn't exist where I come from. You know, the oldest cemetery that I can think of in the U.S. is just a few hundred years old. So to see graves that are 1,000 years old does something for me. I'm a history nerd. I love that stuff. You know, I've been to Rome. I've been to the old cathedrals, right? But I think the oldest grave I saw in Rome was maybe 700 years or so. But to see a graveyard that survived Hitler and the wrath of the Nazis. Not only did it survive, but they still buried Jews here. It's special. We're going to be respectful here. Not going to walk on any of the graves. I'd love to show you the headstones. Obviously they're in Hebrew and I can't read them. This one is not. 1895. Many of them at the entrance were in Hebrew. These are in German. These are obviously newer than a lot of these over here. You know, I'd like to find the last burial from the 1940s. Not sure that we will. There's quite a lot here, and this is a very large cemetery. Like I said, it is, from what I've read, the largest Jewish cemetery in all of Europe that still exists. Keeping my head cover on. 1928, 1907. It does make me happy to see none of this has been defaced, broken, destroyed, especially with a lot of the controversy in Europe right now. You know, the Islamification of Europe is a real thing, and I'm not hating on Islam by any means. But a lot of sites in Europe, including ones in Berlin, monuments to the Holocaust, have been defaced by a lot of the Palestinian protesters, by a lot of the Islam extremists that have made their way to Europe, made so many Europeans upset in the recent years. So it's nice to see kind of an untouched site, especially when it comes to Judaism. I'm not Jewish. I was technically raised Christian. However, I wouldn't necessarily say that I am a Christian. This isn't a grave, so I'm going to walk on it, but you know, I don't know how many people come to the back side here. It looks kind of neglected. Let's see if we can find a date. We have a candle. I wish I had a lighter. I would light it for you. Some headstones in the back. Right here next to a railway. You can't help but think, you know, was this railway used to transport Jews to a concentration camp? I'd be willing to bet it was. Many of the railways here were used for that exact purpose. So just imagine being a Jew from Worms, knowing this exists, and you get loaded onto a car right here, going on this very railway to Auschwitz or Dachau, one of the other many notorious camps. It's heavy stuff we're seeing today. It's going to be a short video, but I did want to just show it to you. It's important to me to see pieces of history as many untouched pieces of history as I can. It's kind of what I'm going to do on this channel. You can see everybody's got head coverings. Normally, I think you're supposed to wear a kippah, or I think it's a kippah. What do you call it? A yarmulke, I think is what we call it in America. But the guy at the gate just asked me to put my hood on. It's sad to think how many Jewish cemeteries were completely destroyed during the Nazi regime. Wow, I don't want to step on graves, but look at that. That is one of the coolest headstones I've ever seen. It's a tree and a rock formation instead of a typical headstone. I mean, that is very, very cool. 1889. It's one of the coolest things I've seen in a cemetery. I've never seen that. I love it. Well, guys, I might end up showing you some more of Worms, but that is it from the Jewish cemetery here. Couple last looks at some headstones. I mean, it's full. It's very full. It's a massive cemetery. Wow. Almost every inch of this place is just filled with headstones, including the back wall over here. I don't know if that's a crypt with bodies behind it, or if those are broken headstones that they've placed into the wall. Either way, it is very cool. Alright guys, I'm signing off here. See you at the next stop. Hopefully less somber. But knowing me, you never know. Goodbye from the largest Jewish cemetery in Europe.